This week something a little bit different. It's a plug-in hybrid from Peugeot. It's the 408. And one of the things that makes this car unusual is the AC charging port. You can see that that's got a little grommet around it so that there's no weather to get in. That does mean this car is limited to AC charging. And so that means it's slower charging, it's not the fast DC charging. And unfortunately, that means that this is a limited market, because unless you've got charging at home, you'll never be able to charge the PHEV battery. Otherwise, it will still operate like a normal hybrid. And that's not a bad thing. It just means that you won't get the full advantage of the full PHEV experience. And so your fuel economy won't be 1.5 or whatever it is litres per 100 kilometres. There's lovely detailing in the front, the daytime running light, that is also an indicator. The cross-hatching down below, the full LED adaptive headlights, and that means matrix headlights. And like all new Peugeots, the model of the car is right there on the front, along with the new Peugeot badge, which conceals things like the radar for the cruise control, etc. This is a very smart car, but it conceals its technology beneath a veneer of beauteousness. It also has walk-away locking, and that means when you approach or depart, the car will either lock or unlock so long as the key's in your pocket and the car can sense it. Of course, it has smart central locking as well, which operates with the little divot here in the door handle. And while we're looking at the door handle, this colour is absolutely beautiful. Of course, you'll see that these wheels are huge and a unique design. And at the back, you've got little flares to bring a little bit of design and aerodynamic flair to it. And the lights, the rear tail lights, it is blades of plastic lit by LED. Very Larry, as if LED needed any help. And then the back, accessible with kick to open. A lot of space, 60-40 roughly seats lie down. And underneath is a repair kit, because that's the most you can hope for. There isn't a lock button here, but you don't need it because you've got the walk-away locking. The rear seat is set with the front seat for me to drive. Have a look at how much headspace I've got. That's getting a little bit tight. I wouldn't want to go over a big bump. There's a couple of USBs and some vents in the back, and quite a bit of knee space. And it feels first class in here. The Nappa upholstery is absolutely beautiful. The cabin is absolutely delicious. Let's start that up. I'll need to turn the radio down straight away. Oh. Okay. None of it works until the car's fired itself up. It's got electric seats. It's got the seats are Nappa, as I said. Best thing about this is the digital dash, the 3D digital dash up here, the iCockpit. You look over the steering wheel, as you can see. Not my favorite, but there it is. There's a row of buttons down here for essential functions, another row of buttons here, the toggles. You can go to the home screen, which is this one. You can turn on your cat's paw seat massage, which I've just done. You can go to the CarPlay. I'd like the graphics as it changes function. The native navigation, that's powered by TomTom, which of course I don't use. This hasn't got a head-up display, so it's not so important. The things that we didn't like about the 2008 last week, I kind of like about this one. They've got it sorted out. There's no paddle down below for the smart cruise control. That's all up here on the steering wheel. But we've got a couple of cup holders and a space here for a phone, which my phone doesn't fit into. And then there's a spot in there that, as you can see, my phone doesn't fit in because I've got my Navman plugged in. Never mind, such is life. The gear lever is just this little stubby thing here. It's the same as the 2008 from last week. The start-stop button up yonder. So the power from the hybrid engine or the hybrid system, powers the front wheels. It's about 165 kilowatts. As I start off, let me show you this. The energy system, it brings up a cool graphic of the car. This is one of my favorite energy flow systems. It looks brilliant. There's a little vague black outline of the 408 and then the energy flow. So you can see that it's a little bit laggy. It changes up here on the dash much faster. Handling it's just beautiful. This is a beautiful thing. And it makes you want to go faster. As I said outside, it instantly made the 508 look very old and very outdated. I would just have the 408 and be done with it. All right, I will just slip it up into sport. Gosh, this is, bring it up to speed. Look, it's not neck snapping by any means. The car's fairly quiet, though I don't know if it's my imagination, but I am positive the 2008 was quieter. Can't be, surely. The first 60 kilometres of my travel was in pure EV mode. And I was just dawdling around town, and that's when the plug-in hybrids are at their best. You top it up overnight, and next day it's ready to go. I am just going to set this. Okay. Now, unlike last week, we had so much trouble activating the automated steering system. It's down here on the dashboard, and I couldn't work out how to turn it on. With this one, it's just easy. You just hit the assist button twice. First for cruise control, second gives you smart steering. I can now see that the side lines have come up here on the dashboard, which means the system is steering for me. You can have several different views, and I've chosen to have the one that has all of the maps. I just think it looks effective. I could imagine getting in this and driving a very, very long way. And it reminds me of one of those Citroen CXs from the 70s. Long, low, leggy, great at highway stuff, not hugely powerful, but it did everything that you asked of it well. And no matter how hard you push this through corners, it doesn't want to let go. There's all the usual driver and safety aids, blind spot monitor and so forth. And I feel safe. And I feel incredibly comfortable. Let's see what it's like in town. The ride on this awful road is pretty good. You still do feel some of the bigger bumps. The orange is the car telling me I'm too close to the object in front. They all slowed down, and I was slowing down. I did have my foot on the brake, but I was trying not to get the person behind me to run up my clacker. My fuel consumption for the week is around 4.8 litres per 100 kilometres. Let me just run through that and see what I come up with. Yes, 4.7 litres per 100 kilometres. And I think that's pretty good considering that 60 of that was in pure electric mode. To wrap it up, the ultimate test for me is, can I imagine myself zipping along the Riviera and winding my way along the roads that cling to the top of those cliffs? And I definitely can in this. It's classy, there's enough space for 4 people comfortably, 5 at a squeeze. The fuel consumption is what they say it will be. I like to say that there's something I can criticise a car for. So in this one it is going to be, for this price I'd expect a better audio system. It's not bad, it's just not what I'd expect for this price. That's all this week from Peugeot's 408. Possibly the best looking Peugeot they've made. Certainly my favourite. I'd have one of these if I had access to power at home. As always, hit like, leave a comment, and just over there on the little round thing to subscribe.